quicker we can get to solving who did it and who's at fault, and people just want to quickly solve it rather than
Mm-hmm.
saying this is going to take a lot of time and there's a lot of people pulling, trying to push whatever thing for whatever reason they have.
Yep.
And so it's gonna, this
Because
should have been figured out already, but there's too many people trying to muddy the waters about this. And so we need to just understand, like, we want a good, truthful conclusion, not an untruthful, made up one for the sake of doing this really quick and getting it solved.
yeah, and like I think I will like raise something for like the people who think that like China, like I think this is probably the least likely in general of like China purposely like releasing COVID onto the world. If they did, they probably would have had a vaccine and already would have been like supplying the vaccine out like a lot sooner. And like in terms of their global vaccine distribution, I think it's been pretty much like a joke and hasn't really been as like effective as like Pfizer
And
and
isn't it
Moderna's,
true the
right?
people in their country got hit pretty hard with the virus?
Yeah, they stopped at $80,000. I think they just literally stopped reporting after like 2 months in, because I'm pretty sure if you go onto like the World Health Meter, which is like has been like literally collecting like all the data from it,
Mhm.
I think they like still stopped at 80,000. Like I'll have the graphic on screen, like for the video version. By the way, check us out on YouTube at Butting Heads and be sure to subscribe, like, and hit that bell notification. Okay. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they like literally stopped reporting at 80,000 or like, and then just like went on propaganda how fast they beat COVID.
And also, I'm very curious if people who work deep within the CCP, like in here, Donald, like when people have certain conspiracies about COVID, but it's like Donald Trump got it. So when it's the
Oh my
powerful
God, he
trying
did.
to exp- expunge the
The
weak and the
week.
vulnerable, of course he got it. Boris Johnson almost
Bolsonaro
freaking
got it.
died.
Um,
So, also, I would wonder, did people high up in the Chinese government get and almost die from this? Because then
probably.
it's like, well, how could it be that they released this for some, and then they almost they did something that would even risk getting them or their
Friendly.
families killed?
Or like even just like and like that like completely neglects like what China's role in the world is like right now, right? Like China is right now like trying to prove that it's like the best or that it's like looking to be like the number one superpower. You don't do this by doing that. You would do this by like literally having a massive global vaccine program and like stopping a corona like the corona a global pandemic by yourself without the need for
And
like the
right,
United States, right? Like that would be like
and
why you would release a virus like this if you were China right now. Like,
and it's like we're gonna attack America. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna release a virus in our own city of
Han,
Wuhan.
yeah, that'll show
and
them.
and that's what we're going to do, and then it'll spread, and then someone will take a plane and someone will eventually
Yeah,
probably go over
we'll
there.
have it be like super
Yeah.
traceable back to us.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these things, they can go real deep
Deep,
into the details. Ooh, this guy, and there was a letter, and blah,
yeah,
blah, blah, and all this stuff. And it's like, well, what about just the larger picture
and
that they released it in Wuhan, you know? The people that are saying this is an attack.
yeah, and it's like also like super true that like if you like you're high up in like any forms of government or whatever, you are probably like one or two like relations to like literally every high ranking person on the globe. Like I think it's probably true that like most people are like three or four like I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy away from knowing every single person on the planet. Like I think like literally if you know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy, you know just about every single person on this planet. Like I'm not even kidding. Like it's actually like crazy how fast that spreads out.
Yeah, yeah.